Okay, take a good look at this slab and tell me what you see that's not quite right. We forgot to put in our anchor bolts. And it's not that we just remembered just now. We actually remembered when we were just about done with the slab and it was set up enough that we couldn't put them in. So that's presented a new problem to us, and basically we're just going to use these expansion bolts where we'll drill down into the slab and then we'll set these bolts and tighten the nuts down, and it'll accomplish the same thing.
I'm free and it feels like my heart exploding, like I could touch the sky. All the plans that I have made finally become real.
This is what's called a slab crab, and it has a concrete cutting wheel in the bottom here, and that's for cutting. You wouldn't really call it an expansion joint, but it's a controlled line basically that if the slab's supposed to crack, it's supposed to crack along the line that we cut. I've never really seen that work very well, but the engineer calls for it, so therefore the inspector requires it, and we're going to cut this in the concrete, so we'll show how that works. It's a dry saw, it doesn't need water, and the nice thing about stuff like this is we borrowed this. We didn't rent this, because when you're networked with a lot of people, one person might have just one power tool that's a power tool that you need, but when you're networked with them and you need that power tool, you borrow it from each one of these people, you bring it back to them in at least as good a shape as you got it, if not better. And that way we all get to do our projects, but we only have gone out the expense of buying one tool that we share with everybody. So that's one of the benefits of networking with a lot of do-it-yourselfers. The thing about snapping chalk lines for a wall is you can see here that the forms are straight all the way across. Yeah. But right here in this corner, this foam board insulation is in just a little ways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure based on the form, because if I don't and I follow the foam board all the way down, the walls will be crooked. So when I measure off the form, that means that this wall will be slightly onto the foam board, but the wall will be straight. We want everything to be relative to these corners on the forms. So I'm going to start with this corner here, and we'll switch to the other camera so we can see it a little bit better, or so I can use both hands to measure and write with. Okay, now so I'm going to measure this onto the concrete forms. Now our walls are 5.5 inches wide because that's the width of a 2x6. It's not a true 2 inches by 6 inches. So my form is 1.5 inches wide because it's a 2x4, and then my foam insulation is a full 2 inches wide. So it means I'm going to measure in 3.5 inches for those two, plus 5.5 inches. Is going to make 8-9 inches. And then I'm going to do the same thing going this way. Make sure that that's right. So from that mark to the insulation is 5.5 inches. That's right.
Lincoln.
So now what we'll do is we'll pop a chalk line going down from this corner to that corner, from this corner to the other corner going that way, after I've measured all 4 corners for the marks. And then that'll have all of our outside walls set. Oh, please, come here and get you a hug. No.
I love you too. Oh my goodness. And you're
Yeah.
still ticking away.
Yeah,
God bless. Is this the frame or is this?
this is the wall.
Wow. Well,
Once we finish framing it up,
Yeah.
we'll stand it up. But we're gonna have to stand it up a piece at a time.
Oh, yeah. How are you going to secure it? Nail gun or?
Well, she's got to build a chicken coop today.
I got it. Yeah. It's supposed to snow on Monday.
Yeah, I know.
Just so you guys know. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
All right. See you later.
All right.
Alligator.
After a while, crocodile. Not too soon, raccoon.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Didn't know that one?
Now, for whatever reason, that nail didn't drive all the way. So we might be needing to make an adjustment on that.
I backed off some of the pressure, so maybe I need more pressure.
Yeah, you need about 100 pounds going to those nail guns. Oh yeah, you only got 80.